we are tackling the biggest health crisis that's hit the U.S. this decade. I'm talking about the opioid epidemic. The death toll is rising across the country, now surpassing the number of deaths from the AIDS crisis at its peak, turning many cities into mass casualty zones. Deaths from guns and car crashes are now outnumbered by deaths caused by opioid overdoses. Last year alone, the opioid epidemic cost the U.S. $8 billion. That's why this season on The Doctors, we are assembling a task force, putting boots on the ground in the hardest hit places in America. And the first member of our team is a hard-hitting judge whose sometimes controversial tactics, they've earned her a tough reputation among her courtroom. Meet Judge Scary Mary.
What makes me different than any other judge? I'm very blunt. If you want the truth, go ask Judge Mary. You're not going to like it sometime, but that's just who I am. I was on the bench at 31. As a circuit judge, I pretty much have seen everything there is to see. I presided over felonies. It doesn't work that way. Not in this courtroom. Civil disputes, fooling no one. I also was a family judge. Stop with the litany of the things that you've been doing, and that includes you, Mom. People never really know what I'm going to do. Don't stand there and try to intimidate me, because I don't intimidate easy. When push comes to shove, I want that one-on-one contact with the defendant. In my opinion, the attorneys would get in my way. Often I'd say, you're not the one who's looking at going to prison, they are. As a criminal judge, I see desperation. And most of that desperation is a loneliness. Listen, forget the drugs. Look at where you're at. The people standing in front of me started their drug use, whether it be simply by smoking marijuana or they became addicted to prescription drugs. And then here they are, standing in front of a circuit judge. Possession of cocaine, possession of heroin, and then you steal to feed that addiction. It affects the family, the marriages that break up, the children who become delinquents. It spirals out of control. I would have families in the courtroom, tell me how much your child has lied to you. And Mom and Dad, how many times did your child tell you they were gonna stop? Not my child. It was a line. I know that line. I lived that line. Listen, I understand what you're going through because I am an alcoholic. I nearly killed my mother in an auto accident. She had probably over 50, 60 stitches across her forehead, and I had to see that scar every day of my life all the way until the time when she was in her casket. That is something that I'll never forget. I stopped drinking when my mom died. It was time for me to take control of my own life and help other people. It will be 15 years of sobriety for me. I was so tired of living the lie, and I look for that in people. Are they tired? My clerk would look at me, and they knew, oh boy, here comes the compassion Mary Shanowski. Rise above. That was my favorite line. I don't want to put you in prison. I want you to be a good person and enjoy life. Bring yourself up because you're better and bigger than any addiction. I love saving lives. If you didn't help yourself, I had to lower the gavel, and that's when I became tough. Scary Mary. I'll never lose that reputation. You want my help, you've got to be honest with me. So who is going to win this? I'm going to win.
Judge Mary Shanowski, a.k.a. Scary Mary, is here with us now. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Number one, I applaud you.
Thank
15 years sober.
Thank you.
How does your struggle that you had with alcohol abuse affect how you are as a judge?
It makes me a great judge, I believe, because I'm able to put myself in their shoes. I know the lies. I know the manipulation. I know the, hey, Mom, I'm never going to do this again line. You know, I know the crap. I know how to cut through it.
But as an empathetic individual who can understand what people are going through, how did you get the nickname Scary Mary? Because I heard Judge Scary Mary was coming on the show today, and I'm telling you right now, you get a little chill up your spine. Am I in trouble?
I'll put it this way. An attorney said to me, you know what, you're not a good judge because we never know what you're going to do. You're so inconsistent. And I said, you don't need a judge that's consistent because if you want consistency, then let's just plug the facts into a computer and get the result. You need a judge that's going to sit and listen and make a determination after hearing all the facts. So a judge should never be consistent. So the scary part was, what is she going to do now? What is Scary Mary going to do now?